Oompa, oompa, oompa-dee-doo. I've got a thing or two to say to you. Oompa, oompa, oompa-dee-doo. I've got a thing or two to say to you. Like the oompa-dee-humpty-dumpty-doo. Hello, my name is Robert Pembroke. I thought I'd talk to you today about living alone in solitude and some of the ways one can develop a sense of the best way to do so. I don't really think of living in solitude as being something negative or saddening or depressing. I actually think it's great. I think it's wonderful to live alone. I've lived alone most of my life, and I'd say in the beginning when I was quite young I didn't like it because I still felt an attachment to the family unit. But as I grew and personally developed as a human being in terms of my understanding of the world, I kind of realised that living alone in solitude is a wonderful experience. Some people say it's a type of dissociation, and yeah, I guess it is, but it's a really sort of positive experience, I think, overall. I do feel I personally grow when I'm alone. I become more resourceful, and I develop a nous for how I should live my life. I never really feel I'm alone, even though I live alone in solitude and have done so most of my life. I don't feel that way because everything in my world, it communicates with me. Even if it's not alive, if it's not a human or even an animal, the world around me communicates to me. The clouds don't part and, the sun shines through and God speaks to me or something. No, what happens is just little things around me, just proximal to me. They change, they make a noise, and it's a type of communication, I think. I think it's a way that the world communicates to me. I'll just give you an example. I might open a door in the house and I hear the hinge on the door creak. Now, to a lot of people it would be quite inconsequential, but to me that would be like something communicating to me that I have to oil the hinges of the door. Because if I oil the hinges of the door, then it ceases to communicate the creaky sound. You see at the door?
Prego.
Again, if I hear my shoes squeak, it communicates to me, the shoes do, that I need to slowly wear the shoes in, or the sole of the shoe might split and I won't get as much value out of the shoes, yeah? Okay, now other things around me communicate with me as well. For example, I might have the television on. The television speaks to me because there's a compere or an entertainer, and they're trying to offer a view, as I'm doing now for you. I'm trying to tell you that everything communicates with us all. However, solitary human beings, they are more sensitive to it because it's the only communication they experience in their lives, so it has an importance. Yeah, so I'll say listen to a TV and watch a TV, because I've got a picture there, haven't we? And it will tell me something about the world around me. I might listen to a radio, I might hear a nice song I like, it might develop a meaning for me. I might read the newspaper, and the print, it communicates to me as well in the newspaper. I might look at a a portrait of the Mona Lisa, and it tells me something that somebody wanted to tell me a very long time ago, or people like me, people who might appreciate portraiture. The porcelain, it tells me something as well. The porcelain plates, I might look at a cup and it might have a bit of wear on it. That's what archaeologists term microwear. And I can look at a cup, and from the cup I can see the wear occurring in a particular position. And this can, if I research into it, it can tell me something about the person who drank from the cup. For example, whether it was a child or an adult who drank from the cup, what their favourite colour was, that sort of thing. Let me see, what else can I tell you? Oh, that's right, animals, of course, animals, real animals, you know, the ones that bark or tweet like a bird. They communicate to me, but they don't know I exist, yeah? This is where it gets tricky, because even though an animal can communicate with me, I can't communicate with an animal. The animal, it simply imitates me. So the animal communicates to me, but it doesn't know it's doing so. And likewise, I might communicate with the animal, but what I communicate might not be what the animal intends. So in a way, this is where it gets quite peculiar, because a book or a creaky door or the sound of a radio or a TV might be more alive to me than, say, an animal, even though an animal has blood running through its veins, a bit like humans do, yeah? And the reason I think that way is because, let me see now, when I was a child, nuclear family was developing, and this family unit, it was composed of, it was said, 2.5 children. You had a mother, a father, let's see, 2 kids, and I guess the 0.5 was a baby in the cot or an infant or something, yeah? So they all communicate with each other, they integrate, but as I developed and grew, I never really thought about life in those terms. So when I had communication, it would occur via what I saw on TV, say on the news, the sort of sounds around me that might imply that I have to conduct maintenance on the property where I live. Let me see now, a book I might read might tell me how the world actually thinks. So I guess my sense of communication is with an object most of the time, whereas human family units, they're kind of like different forms of subjectivity, or minds communicating with other minds. And that's why you'll hear people sometimes say that solitary human beings are actually in a dissociative state. And I guess that's true, but that doesn't imply something that's bad or good. It just means that that's the way people live, yeah? Because there was a time when that term had an express meaning that was quite negative, yeah? Let's try and think what else I can tell you that kind of puts things in perspective for anybody who decides to live a solitary life. You tend to do more in your life. You tend to have more responsibility in your life. You have to self-manage your life. Everything has to be done according to a schedule. You have to have a timetable when you do things. You have to be careful. It's not easy to do, but you have to be careful what you eat. You have to be careful when you go out, because when groups go out, you can't really go out. You have to go out, you have to choose your time when you go out, yeah, because you have to be careful about your safety. What else can I tell you? You have lots of hobbies. You end up with so many hobbies, you'll lose count of it. There's just so many things to do. As I say, and a lot of other people say as well, you really do work when you retire, and you don't work when you're working. So it's actually a lot of work to retire and be solitary. So I hope you enjoyed that little insight, just a tiny insight into the world of a solitary human being, and how we actually do enjoy our lives. It's only the internet that provides me with the opportunity to tell you about the world I live in. You'd never know about me, you'd never know about solitary people unless the internet was here and there was such a cheap array of video photography equipment. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to have a listen, because it's a wonderful day. It's a lovely day. Okay. Cheers. See you later.